Right, here we are graphing linear inequalities, or absolute value inequalities. They're very similar to graphing lines, except instead of the line, which indicates all xy pairs, which will be true when substituted into the equation, now half of the points in the plane will satisfy the inequality, because we're not just looking where I can plug in an x and a y and have it be equal to 9, plug in xy pairs and have them be greater than 9 in this case. So there will be we have to shade a general region of the graph. If we have a less than or greater than or equal to, we get a solid line, means you include the border. That indicates we have a dashed line, which tells us we don't include the border. So in this one, we have a solid line. I'm going to get this into a y equals mx plus b format. Don't forget that when you divide by a negative, you need to flip the inequality. So that is what I'm graphing. Now I'm going to graph that just like I would graph y equals 2/3 x minus 3. Solid line because of the symbol. But now I have to shade it. So there's two methods for determining where to shade. One is to test a point. So I just pick a point on the graph, plug it into my inequality, and see if it works. And then the other is just to look at it if I have it in y equals format. If it's y less than, I shade below, and if it's y greater than, I shade above. So let's look at testing a point. I'm going to test the easiest point, 0, 0. Make sure you pick a point that is not on the line. So when I plug 0 for x and 0 for y, that gives me 0 is greater than 9, which is incorrect. That's false. So I don't shade this side. I shade the other side. All right, so for the next one, we graph it just like a x equals -2, but it's a dashed line because of the symbol. Now, where are the x values greater than -2? Those are going to be to the right. That's that one. Sorry for the typo here. So this is an absolute value equation. We need to identify the transformations. It's going to be a dashed line because of this symbol here. And we have right 3 because of the -3 inside, up 1, and it's going to be vertically flipped. And then this 2 here is also going to steepen the slope. So I move the vertex, and now I have a slope of -2 and 2. It's a dotted line, or dashed line, because of the inequality symbol. And now y is less than all those, so I'm just going to shade directly down from my graph. So starting on my graph, I shade down, and that shades that region there.